Thank you for the opportunity. Today, I'm speaking on something that I've titled Enough of the Rhetorics on Local Building Materials in the Ghanaian Construction Industry. I've come across a news item in the Ghana News Agency dated October by the Ghana News Agency dated October 27, 2022, and it's attributed to Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Mr. Michael Ocheribefi, who is urging cement manufacturers to upscale effort in introducing local substitutes like clay and limestone into cement manufacturing, obviously in relation to carbon emissions and reducing such emissions. And I think in the normal scheme of affairs, one would say this is a very good call in terms of combating climate change and related issues. But haven't we heard this all over again in Ghana? That is where my worry is. The report from the Ghana News Agency cites the international, that's unquote, International Energy Agency Global Energy Review report identifies CO2 emissions from energy contributions, energy combustion and industrial process accounted for close to 89% of energy sector greenhouse gas emission in 2021, unquote. And as you know, the construction industry accounts for about 40% of the emissions as reported in the literature. And so this actually reminds me of an article I wrote as far back as 19th September 2020, published in my joyonline.com, and the title is "Has Ghana Missed the Opportunity to be a Leader in Sustainable Development in the Built Environment?" Because when it comes to efforts towards local materials production in this country, we actually took the lead on the continent, especially in the 1970s during the oil crisis, and made a lot of effort through R&D, research and development, where institutions in the country, Building and Road Research of the CSIR, we have FORIG, that's Forestry Research Institute of Ghana, also of the CSIR. We have Center for Settlement Studies of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and many other institutions did a lot of work relating to carbon local material substitutes for cement, and everything proved that these works were successful and were on course. And then along the line, the government support that is needed to sustain and upscale such activities never materialized. And all you hear is rhetorics. I recall FORIC doing a lot of work on agricultural waste and forestry waste. We produce chipboards from sawdust. We did wood wool and many other things that could be used for sealing, very nice ones. But at the end of the day, we were importing plastic TNG from China when these were locally produced. Many of us who used to travel those days from Accra to Kumasi will recall Novotex Limited. They were doing marvelous work producing these items, and it was all over the country in terms of the wood waste and laterite-based materials, and even the work done by the Building and Road Research related to pozzolana. These are works that were extensively done in Ghana, and we never had very strong policy direction from the government to sustain this, to be able to take us to the level where we could have perfected it to become leaders on the continent when it comes to sustainable materials. And then it is always the U-turn. We talk about local materials. We don't see the action, especially from government in terms of the policy drive, and a very strong one, I must say. And I recall in 2015 when I attended a conference in Akosombo, I've forgotten the name of the hotel, organized by the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. And I think the agenda was that we were seeking to upscale the use of bricks for house construction in Ghana by 60% by the year. No, the conference was, I think, 2010 or thereabout, and the target was by 2015 we should be using bricks or upscale the use of bricks by 60%. We are in 2022, and come to think of it, there is nothing to show what serious action was taken in this direction in terms of getting this done. And so the talk is too much in this country when it comes to many other things, including local materials. And I don't know where this is going to end us after taking a lot of effort in the 1970s. If you come to tech campus and some areas, evidence of laterite-based technology being used to build houses, workshops, office blocks, and in fact, for Center for Settlement Studies in particular, then known as Department of Housing and Planning Research, there is evidence all over the country where laterite-based materials called the tech block was used to build houses which are still functioning properly. And if only we had a very strong government collaboration and also government policy in terms of embedding this strongly in our industry, we would have taken this very far, but everything was a U-turn. And so when all of a sudden you hear our politicians always coming with this talk, some of us who have been associated with this work feel very disappointed indeed, very much. So I don't know where this is really going to take us. With this call, we are going to start again, and I think when I read a report, they was also talking about environmental and economic downturn. Of course, so because there's economic downturn, we should all of a sudden now go back to local materials. No, it must be a sustained policy that we want to integrate local materials into our industry for a purpose, and there should be a long-term agenda in terms of making it one of the hub of the industry, so that Ghana as a country becomes a leader in terms of local technology production. So I don't know. I'm really disappointed over the years the way we have handled this issue about local materials, and for such a call to be coming again. That's why I'm saying that the rhetorics are just too much, and if you want to act, let us act. For the private sector, well, they have the money, and but they need to be convinced that there's government support, and before they can also invest in it. But even from the government perspective, we are not seeing any clear cut, and it is always the talk in the seminar here. So I think that it's a good call. Perhaps one would say better late than never, but I would say it is already late. But if you want to start again, then the government must really be serious about it and begin to put policies in place to make sure that we want to make this as a key or core aspect of the construction industry in Ghana, to make us a leader, so that we are known for producing high quality materials that can also be exported in future into other countries. I recently attended an exhibition in Accra organized by the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry, and most of the products that came were from Turkey, and you could see how they are able to advance these technologies to come and exhibit. And then I asked myself, these are things that Ghana could have taken the lead, and we, for some reason, the support could not come, and we are where we are. And so once again, I want to say that well, it's good that the minister is saying it, but I don't want to. I'll be observing. Maybe for all you know, I'll be coming back here again to say that it is just mere rhetorics. So it is up to the government now to prove me wrong, that it is not mere rhetoric, and that you are going to see very serious action in it. And I think if you're able to do that, then some of us will take these things seriously. Thank you very much.